Are we just waiting for Martha at this point?
I would imagine Martha and Mark would not be attending or not participating, so I haven't spoken to either one of them about today's meeting, so.
Okay, you have a quorum.
Right.
You, Keith, and Sven are available.
Thanks. All right. We're ready to roll. You're all recording and all?
Yes, we are.
All right. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's the New Shoreham Town Council meeting for Monday, May 24th, 2021 at 12 noon. The New Shoreham Town Council is meeting via Zoom pursuant to State of Rhode Island Executive Order 20-46 dated June 12th, 2020. We do not have the bandwidth to support a video link for members of the general public to participate. So if you'd like to raise your hand on your phone by pressing *9 and mute and unmute by pressing *6. With that being said, I'll begin the agenda. Number 1 is set a public hearing date for a proposed amendment to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Section 8-161, C1A, increasing the allowed seating capacity of taxi cabs from 12 to 15. Does anybody have any comments on the item? And Molly, you have a date you'd like to set?
Yes, June 16th.
June 16th. All right. I will make a motion that we set June 16th as a public hearing date for the proposed amendment to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Section 8-161, C1A, increasing the allowed seating capacity of taxi cabs from 12 to 15.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Sven. All those in favor? Keith?
Yes.
Sven?
Aye.
I'm in favor. Motion carries 3-0 with the absence of Martha Ball, Councilors Ball, and Emmanuel. Item number 2 on the agenda is set a public hearing date for proposed amendments to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Section 8-162, definitions and license requirements, adding a definition for operation or use of motor vehicle for hire and a point-to-point program, and a proposed amendment to Chapter 8, Section 168, taxi cab rates that would allow motor vehicles for hire to take multiple fares when operating in a point-to-point program. Anybody have any comments?
Andre, I had a comment on both of these ordinances, and it's that they be effective upon passage.
You'd say it's pertinent to amend the wording of the actual proposed ordinance?
Yes, please. That was Kathy Morello's advice.
So do we do that in a motion now, or would we change that at a public hearing?
I think you should do it in a motion now. And I can adjust the posting going forward.
Andre?
Yep.
Is anybody here from the Motor Vehicle for Hire Commission?
I see Brad Martins is here.
All right. This was drafted based on the memo and information provided by the Motor Vehicle for Hire Commission. I haven't had feedback on, is this an accurate depiction of what they're looking for?
I'm not sure what you mean, Kathy, because we spoke about that.
Yeah, so the way I drafted it after we spoke was the way that's on the link. And I just want to make sure that that's how you contemplate the definition of a point-to-point program.
So what link are we talking about, Kathy?
When you go to the agenda, you have the link of the proposed ordinance language. And it defines the point-to-point program. And so when we submit something for a public hearing, an ordinance amendment, now's the time to tweak it or fix anything you want to do before it gets advertised.
So what you're talking about is your paragraph 3 in section 8(1)(62)?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I've accurately captured what the taxi cab owners are envisioning in terms of the point-to-point program. Because like I said, you can tweak it now, but once it gets advertised, then it becomes much more difficult.
That's the definition of our point-to-point that you got on there. As you typed it up, operation or use of a motor vehicle for hire in a point-to-point program means the transportation or transporting of a passenger or passengers in any motor vehicle in the town of New Shoreham to preset designated drop-off and pickup locations as determined by motor vehicle for hire operators for compensation for the service directly or indirectly. Now you're saying any motor vehicle, shouldn't it be a licensed, taxi license holder, not any motor vehicle?
If look at the definition above. It mirrors what a motor vehicle for hire is. Any motor vehicle who is picking up passengers for compensation. That's the definition in paragraph 2. So this just mirrors that same definition, but clarifies what the definition of point-to-point program is.
Okay, it would seem cleaner, faster in any motor vehicle for hire in the town of New Shoreham. But you're the lawyer.
Well, see, look at paragraph 2.
I see that.
Yep.
Council,
So we just want to make sure that you don't have any tweaks to this before it gets advertised.
It's the designated point-to-point taxis for that particular day. It's not any taxi, but it's the ones that are performing that service. Does that need to be in there? I don't think it does, but that's the only other thing that's specific.
That's further down in section 8-168D when it defines the fact that the prohibition against multiple fares does not apply to a motor vehicle for hire while operating in the program.
Okay, then that's fine.
Okay. And as Molly said, I advise, since our charter does say that all ordinances, new ordinances and ordinance amendments go into effect 7 days after passage. Based on the timing, we may want to advertise the language added shall go in effect upon passage.
Where would you add that, Kathy? Where would you add that?
On the bottom of each one.
Of
Do you
the
need a
ordinance?
motion to that effect, Andre? I'm happy to move it.
Go ahead.
Would
Go
you? I would make a motion to make any ordinance changes effective on passage.
Second.
Is that okay, Kathy?
Yes, that's fine. And we'll just add the language at the bottom of each section amendment. So we'll just put it in twice.
Okay, so that's also covers
Thank you.
number 1 also?
Yes.
All right, thank you for that. Motions
We'll
made
get there.
motions made by Keith Stover and seconded by Sven Riesem. All those in favor?
Aye.
Sven's in favor, Keith's in favor.
Yes.
I'm in favor of this motion to add a favorable upon passage. All those motion carries 3-0.
And then Molly's going to add that in to all of them.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
All right, so topic of the discussion is item number 2. Brad, are you satisfied with the solicitor's comments and vice versa with Kathy on that?
Yes,
There's no changes to be made to that before it goes to public hearing?
not to my knowledge, no.
All right. I will make a motion. This will also be June 16th, Molly?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will make a motion to set a public hearing date of June 16th, 2021 for the proposed amendments to the New Shoreham General Ordinances, Chapter 8, Section 8-162, definitions and license requirements, adding a definition for operation or use of motor vehicle for hire in a point-to-point program, and a proposed amendment to Chapter 8, Section 168, taxi cab rates that would allow motor vehicles for hire to take multiple fares when operating in a point-to-point program.
Second.
Seconded by Sven. All those in favor? Sven?
Hey.
Keith?
Yes.
I'm not in favor. Motion will carry 2-1 with the absence of Martha Ball and Mark Emanuel. Next item on the agenda is to set a public hearing date for the proposed amendment to the regulation of the Town of New Shore Motor Vehicles for Hire Commission. 10, multiple fares to consider amending the regulations to allow motor vehicles for hire to take multiple fares when operating in a point-to-point program.
Andre,
Oh,
Yes.
this is, go ahead, Mary.
The two of us jumping in. This is a regulation. You do not need to set a public hearing date for a regulation.
That's what I
That
was
can be done
wondering.
at a regular council meeting. Once the ordinance, we get through the public hearing on the ordinance, then the proposed regulations will be amended. So you do not have to take any action on item number 3.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next item on the agenda is discuss an act to reconsider the town council vote of May 19th, 2021 on receive an act on communication from Motor Vehicles for Hire Commission request to establish rates for point-to-point service. I understand this is related to number 3.
So as I understand it is what was submitted to the council and voted on by the Vehicles for Hire as well as the council. There was an error in the rates. Vehicle for Hire needs to re-vote on the rates and resubmit to the council. So at this point, the council cannot take any action on item number 4 also.
I have a question about that.
So we don't need to reconsider?
The Commission for Motor Vehicles for Hire, I will get that name straight sometime in the next 6 months. They had voted on something and now they're looking to change it. So what they voted on, they need to re-vote on it. They being the Commission for Hire needs to re-vote and resubmit that to the council.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Brad Martins?
Yes, we voted on the rates and submitted it to the town council in a number of things. And we just made an error because I was on that meeting for however many hours. I didn't have the notes in front of me, although I believe, well, I would think someone there, town manager, someone would have had it. But originally as submitted, and we voted on it, was $5 per adult, $1 for children 8 and under, $3 per employee. The only thing we've discussed and changed on there was the removal of $1 per dog, okay, because it felt that constituted a safety issue. That's the only change we made, and the vote, and that it was submitted that way to the town council. The only thing was that made was a clerical error on the, I think it was $8, 0 for 8 and under. Shouldn't have to be revoted because we already voted on it, sent it to town council.
So Brad, thank you for that information. So you're saying that it was a transcription error on the posting or on our part?
No, there was no transcription error on the posting. It's just on the vote when you asked what it was. And I was stuttering because I didn't have it in front of me at the time. Mary Ann submitted what she said she had, and that was incorrect. And I agreed to it because I didn't have it in front of me, but it was incorrect on what was submitted to the town council, voted on by Motor Vehicles for Hire. So it should not require another vote because you already have that. It was just a clerical error.
So I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was the I'm sorry, it's the rates you said. I thought it was the number of people per cab.
No, it's just the rate. Instead of it, what you guys voted on, that Mary Ann supplied the numbers and I agreed to because I didn't have it in front of me, was 0 for 8 and under. It's $1 for 8 and under, $5 for adults, $3 for block out employees with a photo ID, and we simply removed the dog charge in there, which we had been discussing for safety issues. The rates that submitted to you stayed the same. It was just a clerical error on what was voted on. That's all.
Okay, so got Mary Ann, hang on 1 second, please. Maybe I can clarify it. Brad, you sent us something this morning. I printed it out. So you
that was just a memo that we sent to you when you voted, when this was originally voted on approval, with you dissenting, Andre, in the March meeting.
right. But so I have your rates from this proposal, and I'm just wondering, what did we do wrong here? I'm trying to figure out. And if council knows, if Keith,
What was voted on this week, last week, this week, I'm confused now. Last week, okay, was we simply said $5 for adults, and Marianne supplied it, and I agreed to it. I didn't have it in front of me. It was 0 per child 8 and under, and it's supposed to be $1 per child 8 and under, and $3 per employee with ID.
So the
That's the
document that we received had children under 8 years old free. That was
No.
the,
The one that was submitted that I had made, that was emailed to you from Motor Vehicle Hire, had it on there. There was an older version that did have that on there. And that was a clerical error. What we voted on and submitted was $1 per child 8 and under. And that's
Okay.
what I
So
copied
Brad,
to you,
can I ask you a
Marianne,
favor?
Kathy, Sven, everyone, including Martha and Mark too, this morning.
Go ahead.
to have this
Can I
conversation.
ask a favor? Just because this appears to be, more cumbersome than it needs to be, and I'd like to be clean. Brad, can you just convene the Commission on Motor Vehicles for Hire, clarify the rate statement, and get it to the town council? It doesn't matter whether it was a clerical error or whatever. Let's just do it clean. No muss, no fuss. Get us the thing.
Sure.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Keith. I would like, and we can get that on our June 2nd meeting, because that's not part of a public hearing, is it?
No, that is not part of a public hearing. The ordinance
Like
just
this, it
says,
happens. Just do it clean, please.
what?
Oh.
I think, Keith, you get, so if we,
I
so
got-
this will be fine for our next regular meeting, is what I'm asking.
Yes, the ordinance just says that the Motor Vehicles for Hire Commission submits the rate card to the council for approval. So it's not an amendment to an ordinance. So it can be done at any time at any regular meeting.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
When is that meeting?
Thank you, Mary Ann.
Well,
June
we're going to
2nd.
do, Andre, we're going to do the 2 other parts that we just talked about on the 16th. So Brad, it should be done the town council should do it on the 16th or before. Is that correct, Marianne?
Marianne, you're muted.
Correct.
So I would say on the 16th or before, Brad.
But when is your next meeting? Because we have to ask Keisha to get one scheduled.
Our next meeting, I believe, is on the 2nd, but I'll let the clerk clarify that.
I think our next meeting is June 2nd.
Everybody's got latency problems. So yeah, we'll
Yeah,
we'll square that away. That won't affect anything before this is, we can either do this on the 2nd or the 16th, and it'll undoubtedly be in effect and after the before or at the same time as the public hearing. Is that okay, Brad?
Yes. I would ask if you could to put us at an early part of the agenda if it's on the June 2nd meeting.
Okay.
I think as long as it's done by the 16th, in order to be on our agenda for the 16th, which is, at least 48 hours, whatever the posting requirements are for our 16th meeting, we can do all the motions at once.
And that would be the cleanest, Brad, I think.
Okay.
right.
So we're not approving a rate card before we have an approved new ordinance or regulation or whatever the nomenclature is. Just do it all at one meeting.
Perfect. Any more comments on the topic? Okay, well, thank you all I will thank you all for attending today. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Sven. All those in favor, Keith?
Yes.
And I'm in favor. And Sven?
Hey,
Motion will carry. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Have a great
You all
afternoon,
have a good night.
everybody. Thank you very much.
thank you, Brad. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Kathy.